We're going to do an ankle joint manipulation. We're going to test the range of motion of his ankle joint first. And, so if you have a line along the lateral column and along the fibula, basically you just either put him in neutral position or slightly supinated, dorsiflex the foot on the ankle with the knee completely extended. It's not a lot of range of motion. In fact, your lateral column at some aspect is probably in a slightly negative position. You can see that pretty good. Okay? So at the best it's 0, at the worst it's in a slightly negative position. Alright? You can also test, bend your knee a little bit, flex the knee a little bit. What we'll do is we'll test the perineals. So I have to keep your toes down, and then, nope, stay right here. Now force your foot inwards and keep your foot right there. Don't pull up in your toes. Okay, a little bit of weakness. You can see how we can get him over into, don't pull up in your toes, into that front-end position, okay? And we'll test the posterior tib as well. So keep this down, and I'm going to come across. He's quite strong in that aspect. Test the Achilles, push down, and no problems with that whatsoever. So strong, a little bit weak. So what we're hoping is after we do the manipulation, we'll get an increase in range of motion, and then also have an increase in his strength of his perineals. Okay? So, bend your knee a little bit. What you want to do is you want to find the head of the fibula. You're going to do your Vulcan peace sign, because there's a fibular notch. It's got the common perineal nerve in there. And you grip that. And this is one way to do it. You don't have to do it this way, but you can just, it's a posterior to anterior thrust. You just pull the fibula anteriorly, just like that. And after we do it, we mark the head a little bit. We should see just a little bit of motion of the fibular head as it moves right there. You can see it move right at the tip of my finger. See that? Okay. Now, that's part one. Part two, get your thumbs over the talus. And just basically lean back. This is a distraction technique. Usually at about this time I say, look at the bunny. People laugh and they realize that it's distraction. But really we're just just leaning away from him, distracting the ankle for, anywhere from 10 to 20 seconds. And then it's just real basic. You just force your thumbs on top of the talus, forcing the talus into the ankle mortise, just as you dorsiflex the foot. You can do it that way, you can do it quickly, however you want. It's a very, very subtle movement as you dorsiflex. Now the last thing I do is I like to shake the foot up a little bit, just like this, and yank down, which is primarily a chiropractic maneuver, just to pop that joint out a little bit. And the last thing I do, you're going to want to come over here, Craig, is third cuneiform manipulation or cuboid manipulation. But basically, you're going to grip like this under the foot. You're going to evert and invert. So you grip here, right back by the CC joint, and you're going to move your way proximal. And you squeeze upwards with your fingers as you rotate outwards with your hands. And always the patient will usually make a lovely noise of, ow, that's kind of uncomfortable. In that if you get the cuneiform back into position, now you've done everything that you need to support the subtalar joint. So not only have we increased it so we can get an increase in range of motion, we've solidified the lateral column, or the one portion of the keystone, which is the cuneiform, so that the cuboid and navicular will meet together like this instead of like this, and it should help to support the talar position. So now we test his range of motion, and he's got his knee nice and extended, and we've definitely got positive range of motion. I'd say that's at least a 2 to 4 degree increase in range of motion. Okay, still supinated in this position, and that's definitely an increase. Okay, if I put him in somewhat of a neutral position, that's even more. And then we'll test his perineal strength last. So we'll have him keep his toes down again. I'll force here. He's going to try to keep his foot in this position. I'm going to try and force it across. Go for it. And we're not going anywhere. One more time. There you go. And that's how you do the fibular manipulation, ankle joint manipulation, third cuneiform manipulation.